Hey friends, PapaRod here. I'm out for a drive today in my C10, fire hazard. Been thinking about something that hits a lot of people when they reach this season of life right here, gray hair. For years you're busy building a life, you know? You're raising kids, you're working hard, you're running from one responsibility to the other. You're trying to provide for your family, trying to lead them well. You know, you're trying to do the right thing all the time with your kids and your wife. Honestly, most of these years go by pretty fast. Y'all know if you're here. Then one day something changes. These kids, they grow up, start their own lives, they move out of the house. Our houses get quiet. Suddenly you realize that the season you spent your life preparing for and living is now over. They grow up, they start their own lives. The house gets quiet. It happens suddenly. I struggled with it, man. I'm a family guy. I love being a dad, being a husband. Kids all started moving out. Man, it happened fast. I wasn't prepared. I tell you, I struggled. I struggled for a few months. That was hard, going from a busy, loud house with things going on all the time to all of a sudden, quiet. Get up in the morning, quiet. Sit at night, quiet. During the day, quiet. I mean, it was just, then you just crave those kids to come over and visit. Took a little bit, but you know what? I finally embraced the season that April and I are in now. And once it clicked, it became the greatest season ever. Now I enjoy a quiet house. I can spend time reading. I can spend time sitting. I can spend time being alone with my thoughts. But, well, that's a scary proposition. April will at least tell you that. My thoughts can be pretty rowdy. But it's been great. We've changed. I've changed. April's changed. You're not the same person you were when you were running like a crazy maniac with your kids. You're not the same parent now as you were when your kids were teenagers. And they're not the same. They're independent. You had your opportunity to raise them in responsible independence. And if you want a healthy relationship with your kids now, being an empty nester, you can't helicopter them anymore. You can't control them anymore. It's a leave and cleave principle. You had your shot. I still am allowed to give them counsel. They still come to me with problems, but now I don't tell them what to do. And I do listen, and I do give options. I provide options, and I say, this is probably what I would do. But you got to remember, they're their own individual now. They're independent. They're adults. They're grown up. This is hard, y'all. But it's great. And it's become great once I accepted it and started understanding my new role. How I needed to respond to them and my wife. I've got a new wife. She's different. She's changed. And it's amazing. Things don't go back like they were when you were first married. They don't. I mean, some things maybe resemble before you had kids, but you're in a different season. You're different. It's not just the gray hair, a little more weight. There's some wisdom that comes with that. And now is the season in your life in which you have a responsibility to execute that wisdom. You know, wisdom isn't worth anything if it just stays here, if it's just an experience that you had, if you don't help others understand and help them apply that wisdom. But you're not here to make them do anything. You're not here to force them. So many parents in middle age, this season of life, late 40s, early 50s, throughout your 50s, maybe even early 60s, become empty nesters and want to still squeeze and hold on to those kids. Man, you've got to let them go. Let them go. Love them. Pray for them. Support them. And then celebrate when they come over. Make it a party. Make it so much fun that they want to be there. Tell you what, there's nothing better than when a little 4-year-old granddaughter, grandbaby, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 4-year-old, when they're at that toddler infant to toddler to pre-adolescent, I guess you'd call it. There's so many seasons of them growing up, but man, when they shout and celebrate that they're going to Papa and Gigi's house, are you kidding? That's the greatest thing in the world. When they don't want to leave Papa and Gigi's house, greatest thing in the world. I can do all the things with my grandkids that I couldn't do with my kids. You know, you have to get through the kid raising stage if you want to get to the grandparent stage. And the grandparent stage is worth all the pain, all the effort, all the expenses that you went through with kids. It's worth it when you get to the grandkid stage. Don't tell my kids, I am going to spoil the daylights. No, wait a minute. I am spoiling the daylights out of my granddaughters, and I'm loving every minute of it. And Mom and Dad, you can't stop me. They're not going to watch these videos because it's just an old guy. It's just Dad or Grandpa sitting here riding in a C10 truck talking. They're not going to watch it. I don't know that anybody's going to watch it, but I'm going to give it a shot. Don't get me wrong. Watching your kids grow into adults is, shoot, it's one of the greatest blessings in the world. You know that. Becoming a grandparent, well, that's even better yet. That's like the ultimate blessing and joy. I mean, it's incredible having grandkids, but if we're honest, there's also a moment where you sit and you think, okay, now what? What does purpose look like now at this age? What does life look like when you're not running sporting events and school activities and you've been doing this for decades? Nobody really talks about this part. It's how I feel anyways. And I think you feel it too. April and I have been talking about this quite a bit in our lives. How our lives look so different now than they did 20 years ago. You know, we've raised our family, our kids, they've all moved out. We've built businesses. We've pastored churches. We've walked through a lot of seasons, some good, some bad, some painful, some joyous. And now today we're grandparents. But realizing this season of life is now new, it's not the end of the story. It's the next lap, you know? When you're younger, you're busy building your life. You're consumed by it. But when you get a little older, something shifts. You start thinking more about legacy, about the kind of example that you're setting, about the kind of influence that you're leaving behind. You know, you start realizing that most of the important things you build in life aren't careers. It's not a bank account. It's not houses. It's not even the cars that you and I love working on so much. Most important things we're building are relationships, their faith, their family, they're the people we invest in. And this is what PapaRod Co is really all about. It's honest conversations from the driver's seat about life, marriage, faith, family, and you know what? The lessons we're still learning. No fancy production. That's obvious. No pretending we've got everything figured out. Just real talk about navigating this next season of life. Why? Because growing older doesn't mean that we have to slow down. It just means we're shifting into our next gear. You know what? Let's make that last gear powerful. If you're in that season too, I'm glad you're here. I'm PapaRod. This is Truck Talk.